Aisha is still doing it. Calling you out, girl. You know, you don't come to Shanda On Demand. You don't come to onto the On Demand Mastermind for you guys who are in Zoom, right? You don't come do that because you want to live the same way. We got you. We all, are we ready to rise up? Are you guys ready to rise up? Yes? Okay, so I want to tell you something. When you're leading these lives, today we're going to talk about identity and income. Who's excited about that? Identity and income. When you're leading your content, when you are leading events, who does events? Put events in the chat. I'm just curious, how many of you guys do events, whether it's live events or virtual events? Maybe call them a retreat, maybe call them a seminar. Every industry calls it different. Some people call them conferences. Who does events? Put the word events in the chat, please. Okay, that's wild. Okay, so this isn't part of my live, but I'm gonna ask you guys a question because there's a lot of you guys doing events. Congratulations. You guys should be doing millions of dollars then. Yeah, I'm not kidding you. If you're doing events, you should be doing millions of dollars. Like if you, okay, I'm just gonna go to where the need is right now and then I'll get back to identity. Don't worry, I'll get back to identity because I started, yeah, we're talking about identity and income. But if you're doing events, let me tell you something. This actually affects income. If you're doing events and you're not making millions of dollars, I'm gonna ask you even just $1 million. I remember thinking $1 million was a lot of money, and I'm saying this to get inside your mind. It's really easier than you think. The biggest reason why people think $1 million is a lot is perception, and they think it's like this big number. And I can't give you an income claim. So notice I'm not making an offer with anything right now. So there is no income claim here. I'm just telling you should go out and be a millionaire. Because it really comes down to like really choosing one event that you're gonna build and then picking a price point that is gonna work. And this is where identity comes in. What are you selling at price point wise? Go in the chat, let me know. That will help me because when I work today, I can take some of these price points in. What price points are you selling at? On a regular basis, don't do a vanity metric for me. Like what is really the main price point you're selling at, right? The main price point that you're selling at. I'm gonna write this down so I don't lose this, okay? And you know it'd be great, Keith, for the people in the on-demand mastermind, which you guys watching us on live, there's a whole group on Zoom with me right now, right? They're yelling hi to everybody on social media. And so, Keith, I would love you to pull the chat for me and Slack it to me. And so you guys know what I'm doing is when I see what you're selling at, I don't have time to run that data and look at it. But when I see that, I promise you, I'm able to bring even better content to you. How many of you guys know that this show online has the highest value? I think we've got the highest value I've ever seen in the industry because I'm not entertaining you, I'm actually teaching you. There's a value to entertainment. There's some beautiful reels out there that do some great sound drops, right? The great mic drops. And they're amazing, but let's be really honest, when you're done listening to it, how many of you guys change? Some of you guys are so righteous, you go to the person that you love that you want to change, you want them to change. And so you tell them about the sound drop, mic drop reel that you watch as if they should change. But then you did nothing with that really. You went on with your own unconscious self and went back to your own patterns. Am I right or am I right? Am I right or am I right? Come on, right? I've done it. I've been like, oh, Ash, for you guys who don't know me, Ash is my husband. Oh, Ash, watch this video, listen to this video. And he's like, are you trying to give me a message here? Oh, no, I just thought it was interesting. And then I go off on my own little day and nothing changes in my world, but I think that he should change his. Come on, you guys, right? Am I the only one out there that does this? Okay, so I'm committed to not being a mic drop or a reel drop. I'm committed to actually bring you real content that can change your life, which is why I challenge you. Sometimes I give you homework. Sometimes I have you think differently. And sometimes I say, let's make $100,000 a month, which is $1 million a year, right? So I'm going to say, if you're doing events and you're not making $1 million and you're not coming to the zone event, you need to go. Okay, because I'll show you how to become a millionaire. I can't show you how to become a millionaire on a Zoom or a Facebook or YouTube Live, but I can if we get into a room for 3 days. You get what I'm saying? So go to thezoneevent.com. There's tickets anywhere from $400 to $800 to $1,000, depending on what access you want. Okay, so $400 to $800 to $1,000. I'm telling you, do not miss this event. All right, go to thezoneevent.com. I'm not BSing you. You think this content's good? You wait till you get into that room. End of November, Austin, Texas. Who are my Texas people? Who are my Texas people? Sherry said $9.97 per person is not working yet. So Jonathan, I don't know why that's not working. So she said, Sherry's saying the $9.97. I don't know what that is. So he's going to go look at that. So anyway, so go to thezoneevent.com, come. Yes, it's my event and I want you to come and I want an incredible end of the year with you. But 2, I want to show you how to become a millionaire. Okay. So I'll tell you something. If you're running events and you're not making 7 figures, you do not have to be a business mogul to do this. You need to do things right. And you need to take pressure off yourself. You need to be able to be fully accessible to your buyers. And you need to price yourself right, which I'm going to talk about today. Okay, so awesome, Sherry. You're in Austin, Texas. So you come to the Zone Event? You better be coming to thezoneevent.com, girl. Okay, she just said she's in Austin, Texas. Oh, another Texan. That's so cool. Okay, good. Okay, so when you're looking at events, you've got virtual events, right? Or presentations or seminars or retreats, whatever that looks like. So virtuals can be anything like webinars, challenges. Okay, so some of you guys are doing better than you think. You just don't have enough volume of people. How many of you guys have a volume of people issue that are doing events? Put people in the chat. Put the word people. I need you to engage, because if you don't engage, I can't look at the surveys later. And so that's really important for me to look at. Like how many people are watching and viewing. And then I look at how many people are actually putting the word people right now. If you're putting the word people right now, again, I'm going to tell you, you need to be at the Zone Event, because this is what we specialize in. People. Before the lockdowns, we had 87 live events on the books. And by the way, still took off a week a month, worked 15 days out of the month, took off a week a month, and we had 87 live events on the books. Okay, so yeah, you're 100% right, Natasha. Like that's that for sure, right? And so some of you guys are in a position that you shouldn't be leading events, and some of you guys should be leading events. So I'm going to talk about that for just a second. You can hire a trainer for anywhere between $25,000 and $10,000 to lead an event for you. Okay, so some of you guys are like, oh my God, like I was scared to death to speak on a stage. It's wild that God has me do it. But like, if I didn't have a compassionate heart, there's no way I'd be here today. I love it now, but I did not love it at the beginning. In fact, I called my company Hardcore Business, so it was never Tony Robbins. And I love Tony Robbins, but I never wanted to brand my name, right? Because I never had any intention on being here. So sometimes God's taken you on a journey that you don't know where you're going, and he's baiting you into your exact calling. How many of you guys feel a little bit like you've been on a bait journey? Like he's taking you somewhere, you know he's taking you somewhere, and it's time to have the courage to say, okay, I surrender. I'm going to do it. That was me in speaking. Okay. So there's live streams, which is where I started. Right? There's webinars, challenge, live streams, and then there's like, I would even call Shanda on Demand or a virtual mastermind. I would call that an event as well. Okay. So like call it like an online show. And then there's live events that are in person, right? You have in person, which I love, zoneevent.com. And the in-person I love because here's why you want in-person: culture, stickability. Culture is important. Whoever you married or whoever you're dating, it's either working or it's not working because of culture. Culture is values. Critically important. So you guys who don't lead gen people right, the challenge with that is that if you're just trying to sell your product to the people who need it and you're not thinking about value systems, that's why I'm telling you, if you're Jewish, tell people, right? If you're a Christian, tell people. If you're New Age, talk about the universe, right? Your people will know that you're the same peeps, right? If your passion is, helping little kids, like you got to talk about your value system, because people buy from people, they don't buy from companies. Do you get what I'm saying? They buy the culture of the owner. And the culture of the owner, or the intention of the culture of the owner, is why people buy. How many of you guys have seen some of the people standing up that are now saying like they won't buy from certain companies because value systems are so rampant right now? Have you guys seen that online? It's becoming a thing, right? It's becoming a really big thing. Like, and by the way, if you're dealing with someone in your family and you're walking through the transgender movement, I would call it, this is in no disrespect, okay? I'm saying that when you see companies like the Aura Ring does not put, they put your gender, male, female. And they say, we have to have your actual, and they put biological gender. The reason why is they can't actually test. You can chop stuff off, but you're still a man or a woman, genetically, right? And so they can't, if you don't know what the Aura Ring is, it tracks your heart rate, your ovulation, it tracks your biological stuff. And your sleep rhythms are different for men than women. You know what I mean? Like it just tracks I'm not having a conversation about gender. I'm saying there are companies that are like, I cannot and will not go into asking you what you declare as your gender, because I need you to tell me your gender to be able to do my job. Do you see what I'm saying? So there's other companies who put pronoun, right? Now, I think I would not go to a church that put pronoun. And the reason why I wouldn't is because, do you believe in the scripture or do you not? Now, you may or may not like that from me, but that is my standard. Now, I have friends and I also have clients that have transgender children. I wouldn't, I'm friends with them. That's not the conversation I'm having. But if I go to a business mastermind, I want to know that that person can help me find people and create cash. Do you see what I'm saying? Like if I go to a church, I want to know that the person who's leading the church is not going to teach me their opinion. They're going to teach me just what the word says. Do you guys hear what I'm saying? So I'm not going to marry a man that says that he doesn't believe that there should be one woman in his life for the rest of his life, because I have a standard and a value system. So we're talking about in person is culture and values. So don't go down the rabbit hole of whether you like what I'm saying or not. I'm actually trying to tell you, for you to sell 7 figures and start making a lot of money, disposable income that helps you, you have to understand in person creates value. Value is actually culture. And if you do not stand for something, you will fall for everything. If you fall for everything, you will be a sheep, or you'll definitely not be a goat. You'll be a sheep, and you will 100% be in a crowd that nobody sees. In other words, your marketing won't stand out and you won't make money. I'm not saying you need to be a disruptor. I'm saying you need to be honest. That's what I'm saying. The more willing you are to be honest about your value system and breed it into your marketing for the in-person event, the better. So I want to make sure that I'm very clear. Here at Heartcore, yes, I am into scripture, 100%, but I coach shamans, Christians, Jewish, Catholic, New Age. I'm a real, I like Jesus. You don't like, maybe you like Buddha. I'm good with it if you like Buddha. Let's just talk about your business, right? And what's your belief system? Are you putting Buddha into your business? Because I'm very comfortable about quoting my scripture. Like I have 3 miracles, 2 miracles that have just happened, a third one that I think is happening this month. And you cannot make this stuff up. Why would I not share that? I'm excited about it. That's based on scripture, right? What is that for you? You got to put this in, you guys, because I'm telling you, you cannot put this in, but you're not going to fill events. Okay. So my shamans feel comfortable with me. One of my best friends loves crystals. She loves them. And then she likes totally opposite politics as me too. And we've never had a fight. We have never had a fight, ever. She's like one of my besties. I love her, right? And I'm like, girl, you got to be into the word. She's like, girl, I'm like running energy. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, whatever. I'm like committed that I'm going to convert her ass. She's probably committed she's going to convert me, right? But we love hanging out together. We have lots of belly laughs together. That is the culture of my company, right? That is the culture of my company. And so some people like it, some people don't. If they don't come. So if you don't stand, right? If you don't stand, like I cannot stand people, like the fact, like I talk like this, I want you to talk like this, whatever it is for you, right? Because it's like, when we get into religion, I'm like, I'm not interested in religion. I'm interested in a relationship with God. Do you guys see what I'm saying? So, and some of the most judgmental people are the Catholics or the Christians. I'm Christian, right? I'm always schooling people. How can you be a stand for God and the word if you're judging? It doesn't work, right? So what's yours? So in person is for culture. Culture gives you stickability, right? So they stay. For you to keep making that, it's one thing for you to make it, but for you to keep making it, they got to stay. Do you guys get it? Retention. So say I'm a coach, or say I'm an author. I would never just write a book without some sort of a course on the back end. Why? Because I'm an entrepreneur. I'm not trying to be a beggar on the side of the streets. Part of being an entrepreneur, part of your responsibility is to create a profit. Get it? Yes? So I don't just write books because I have this book in me and I gotta express my story to the world. Like when I hear that, I think selfish. I'm like, selfish. That person's leadership is stuck on I, right? I versus we. We is wellness, I is illness. Okay, so you will never keep producing for you by yourself. You never will. What pulls you to the highest ranks of success, the highest authority in territory, the highest empress, queen, king is contribution. The king, a good king, a popular king, their people are prospering. Do you guys get what I'm saying? So your people, we have the highest success rate in our industry of business coaching of clients getting the highest results. 72 to 74% of our clients in our Mentor Me Live program are hitting their quarterly goals. I repeat that all the time. The reason why I repeat that is how many guys are new to me? Put the word new. How many guys are new to me? Put the word new in the chat, right? How many guys are new to me? Put the word new in the chat so I can see you. Okay, so you're new. Like you would know that. So we track all of our people. What is, for this to happen, what are your statistics, your stats? I don't have any, Shannon, I'm just starting. Okay, so go look at Google or ChatGPT and ask them for stats in your world. Because you need to have statistics, in my opinion. Statistics sell. Because they help the analyzer, write this down. You have analyzers, promoters, controllers, and supporters. Write that down, even if you've heard that before, okay? Analyzers, supporters, controllers, promoters, and supporters. So analyzers, for you to sell, okay, first we're working on your first 7 figures. You need to make a decision, are you doing virtual or in person? Go make a decision right now, put it in the chat. Virtual or in person? Virtual in person, go make a declaration. Leaders don't just work, they get results. If you didn't listen to yesterday's live, you need to listen to yesterday's live. Okay, leaders get results, they don't just work throughout their day. Okay, so I see you guys are making declarations, virtual or in person. Okay, got it. So now for you to sell, Stats are gonna sell the analyzer. So if you don't know a stat or you don't have one, go find one. ChatGPT, Google has a statistic in your industry. So how many people after divorce, end up happier than before? I don't know. Like, there's a statistic on everything. You need to have a compelling statistic that compels them to get out of their pain and into their purpose. So there is pain when you're trying to find the house of your dreams and you cannot find it at the price you want or the location you want, or you feel defeated because interest rates are insane right now. Don't worry, they're going to go down. They always do. Like, people make money in the nut market. If the interest rates go up, it just means the price of the home goes down. It's going to work out. Okay, so don't flip. But when they're in pain, you're selling real estate, you need to get statistics right now, not just like, you need to get statistics on high interest rates and how many millionaires were created, or what are the advantages to high interest rates in buying a property? What are some of the best ways to buy a property when interest rates are high? Do you guys get what I'm saying? So what I'm hoping lands with you, my husband and I were talking about this at breakfast this morning, is that for you to sell a lot, you have to understand those 4 quadrants. I'm going to go through them. And you have to be able to, in your presentation to come to your event, because if you want people to show up, it is not about the hustle, it's about the effectiveness. It's about your ability to land the plane with each of the promoter, controller, analyzer, supporter, right? But in order to sell, you need to look at what is the advantage to someone buying. You guys who are clients of ours are meant to be live. We say, hook up your buyers. Doctors, hook up your buyers. Coaches, hook up your buyers. Well, how do I hook up my buyers? You have to literally look at what are their problems right now and how do you flip that into an advantage. Because I'm scriptural, I have a faith that says anything that was meant to hurt me will be turned to help me. Like, I have that faith. So when something comes in, like a heat-seeking missile comes in and it's heat-seeking to take me out, right? I'm like, I got the armor of God. Let's go. And I flip that and my mind goes right into, well, there's an advantage here. You may have heard an advantage be called a pivot. When people say pivot, those are advantage-minded people. So there's going to be more millionaires that are going to be created over the next couple of years. My question is, will that be you? Will that be you? And my question is, will it? Yes or no? Right? Will it be you? Are you claiming it? Put the word claim, right? Will it be you? Claim it. Like, claim it. If you felt something fire up inside you, if you felt nothing and you were numb, when I said that you were numb, I'm telling you, you've got some work to do. If I said that and you're like, oh, this is my chance, like I'm going to be one of these, then you're ready. The question is how much access do you have in a room? This is why I'm pushing thezoneevent.com. Get to thezoneevent.com, right? Like, that's why I'm pushing this. This is my culture. This is my value. This is the stickability in our community, but it's also access. And when we get into a room and work, then what happens is there's explosions. I'll give you a great story. There's a woman who came into one of our programs years ago, and she was on food stamps, right? So I don't know what your history or what your challenge is right now, but I'm telling you, it's a lie. She was on food stamps. She came. I have no idea how she paid for me. I have no idea. She never was a victim. She never told me about how she paid for me. She just figured it out. 7 figures is about figuring it out. Okay, it's not about a handout. It's not about somebody coming in and just giving you something. It's not about winning the lottery. Most people who win the lottery, you already know the stat. You could repeat what I'm about to say. They lose it. The reason why they lost it is because they didn't have a rite of passage. They didn't figure it out. They have no authority on that money, and so that money's going right back out. Who wants authority over money? I certainly love to have authority over money. Why? Because it touches everything I love. It touches my son. It touches my mom moving here from Vancouver, Canada in literally a matter of 5 weeks from now, 4 weeks from now. My mom will leave her country of Vancouver, Canada, and she will move to the States. This has been a 7-year enrollment process. It took me 13 years to get my mom to walk into the training room. So some of you guys say, Shanda, how many times do you follow up with someone? But I really want to be a millionaire. How many times do you follow up with someone until it just doesn't make sense? Oh my God, the same people keep showing up to talk to me and they don't buy. So why aren't you calling them to the mat? Why aren't you saying that to them? Don't say it to me. You've ended up on a call with me 3 times and you haven't actually purchased yet. What is it going to take for you to be able to say yes to yourself? Do you guys get it? Like you gotta, like I followed up with my mom for 7 years to come to America and move and leave her comfort zone, and 13 years for her to do my leadership program. The only reason why I had that stamina is I love her enough to not give up on her. How many of you guys have a prospect or a person right now that you know you can help? Put I do. Put I do. How many of you guys have a person right now that you know you can help? And they have not purchased from you yet. And they have not purchased from you yet. Okay, so I'm just going to call you forward. Do not go to bed tonight without that person buying. Do not go, some of you guys are like, ugh. You better go watch yesterday's training. Because for you to show up and watch me train and coach, and I don't want to be entertainment. I don't want to be entertainment. My going rate is $3,333 an hour. Okay, I have a high-level attorney doing something for me right now. He's $800 an hour. I am $3,333 an hour. That is my going rate. For real. My husband could show you all the data, work it out, and show you that's exactly what Shannon gets paid. If she shows up, that's what it pays. So if I'm here for an hour, it's $3,338. That's right, for the hour, right? And so you get it? So at least generate that from listening to me. And if you were on a VIP day with me right now, I would train you. And then I would say, you know what, Amy McGraw, I want you to go take the money that you just spent on me, and I'm going to give you 2 hours. It's called priority focus time. And I'm going to tell you to go enroll what you spent on me for a VIP day, which by the way, that is not $3,000. A VIP day with me is $35,000. We told our team this morning that right now, Jonathan has 2. How many of you guys would love to work with my marketing manager, my CMO? Yeah? How many guys? You guys are not like, there's only a few, Esteban, Andrea, okay, now everybody's going. Yeah, so you should, because he's got a funnel right now that he built for me that's producing 400% return on ad spend, which means that you're not afraid to go spend $35,000, maybe not on me, you might be afraid to spend on me, but if I built you a funnel, or Jonathan built you a funnel, and I could fill an event, this happens every month. We're not doing it right now because we're focused on zone event. But if you could take $35,000, right? If you could take $35,000 and you know that you knew that you could put it through a video, right? If you knew that you could put it through a video, Jonathan, how many would $35,000, if I invested, come on for a second. If we spent $35,000, how many people would that generate for a ticket sale for an event, a paid event? I'm putting him on the spot. Jonathan, are you there?
I'm here.
What would that generate for tickets? Are you looking?
Yeah, I'm gonna look. Give me 45 seconds.
Okay, while he looks. So I want you to listen. School doesn't teach us about money. Are we agreeing with that? Even my teachers. School doesn't teach us about money. It teaches us to conform to the system. There's some benefits to it, but you need to be a critical thinker and grab the stuff that's going to help you have the data to figure out what you want to do. You get what I'm saying? So that being said, I want you to understand the cash, because some of you guys are afraid or you won't drive yourself to get the money. I would sell my car if I could get $35,000. I would sell my car if I could work with Jonathan, because watch what will happen. Do you got it, Jonathan? Pop them up. Pop them up with me, Keith. Okay, so 35,000.
We would, let me start from top to bottom. We'd sell 281 seats into our event. We'd sell 60 tickets instantly through the funnel. We'd sell 30 tickets into our upsell number 1, 22 tickets into our upsell number 2. And of that number, we'd generate, I mean, at a minimum, $180,000 in coaching clients.
Okay, so I want you guys to understand this, okay? This is OTO, right? I'll explain what that is, but this is OTO, right?
Correct.
Okay, so what this means is if I spent $35,000 on a video that Jonathan built for me, and by the way, all I did, you guys are Mentor Me Live, you have these questions. They're in your portal. Somebody just asks you the questions, you answer them, and a video editor puts it together. That's Mentor Me Live. No, guys, I'm not teaching that on here. That is our year-long program in Mentor Me Live, okay? So if you want to be considered for Mentor Me Live, put mentor in the chat. Somebody will reach out to you, okay? So now imagine this. I want you to understand money, okay? Jonathan goes, I did a video off these questions. Jonathan takes this video, gets our editor to put it together, and he builds pages around it. When people, I take $35,000 because I sold my car, or I got an SBA loan at 0% interest, right? Or I went and got a credit card line of credit. See, I went and got PayPal, pay later, right? I went and talked to my uncle Ralph and asked him to give me 10,000. I started piecing this together. But I'm going to tell you, this is why the broke stay broke, because they're afraid, because they think this is a cost. And they have faith issues. This is why I'm so big on faith. They have faith issues, and because they have faith issues, their trust is broken. They can't even see it. Yesterday, I talked about what you can see, you speak. What you can see, you speak. And the problem is when you can't see it, and that's why I want you to see it now, then you'll be able to speak it, which means, yes, I'm in. Get it? Yes, I'm in. I'm doing this. So how many guys follow this? 35,000, I do a video. The video is just me answering questions. The questions are designed to have the video convert, right? So you don't have to be good on video. The questions are designed to have you be able to convert. You guys hear what I'm saying? Oh, I just got inspired by something. I'll tell you guys in a second. So $35, we sell this for, let's say, $47 or $49. 281 people are coming to my event. Got it? Follow that. How many of you guys would like to talk to 281 people in a room in a month and still be eating dinner with your family tonight because the video's doing the work? You know what I'm saying? This is not me. I'm not doing the video live every day. I'm not out there. You know what? The video's cut. Took me 30 minutes to cut the video. Okay? So Jonathan does all this work. So sell a ticket to the event. Why would I sell a ticket to the event? How many of you guys have qualification challenges, meaning that you don't get qualified people? Put a Q in the chat. Your challenge is you don't get qualified people. Put a Q in the chat. Okay, see that? Look in the chat. Do not think you're alone. But it's a problem that must be solved, and Shanda Sumter's solving it for you right now, because if I sell tickets to an event, this is a virtual event. If I sell tickets to an event, I have a more qualified buyer, right? Get what I'm saying? Yes? Do the event. After they buy this, they get OTO, one-time offer. So they get an offer here. I'm not going to go through this because these can change. We're building out a real estate one right now to raise capital for real estate, buying buildings. Jonathan is building that out right now, or he will be in the next week and a half. And so 60 people out of this, so 281, 60 will buy the first offer, 30 will buy the next offer, 22 will buy the next offer. This liquidates my spend. Do you get what I'm saying? So pretend like out of 35,000, pretend 74% of that money comes back to me before I ever do the event, which is 25,900. Now I just reduced my risk. Some of you guys don't get access to people because you're afraid of the cost and you're building off your own wisdom. And this is a huge problem because you're burning through your life. You're on a runway, you're not getting this day back, today's never coming back. Yesterday's already gone. I don't know where your struggles are, but you do, and I'm gonna tell you success is here today. It's up to you, do you grab a hold of it? You do not have to struggle. I would never tell you to spend $35,000 if I didn't think you could do it, and I'm not telling you to spend $35,000. What happens is you do something like this. We do these on VIP days. We do these on some of you guys playing the BAF contest. We do this for the first place prize on the BAF contest. You guys hear what I'm saying? We do this for we give the resources and Mentor Me Live to do it. We don't build it for them, but we have virtual assistant companies that can do it for them. You guys, what I'm trying to say is we don't have to sit in struggle. Okay, the way is in front of you. It's been in front of you. The question is, are you now listening? Or actually, forget listening. Are you hearing it? Put the word hearing it in the chat. Put the words hearing it in the chat, like it's clicking for you, right? It's clicking and you're thankful. So $35,000, I wouldn't start there. I would do the video and then I'd say, let's take like 500 bucks and see if we take $500, because on this one, if 72% of my money comes back through these one-time only sales, it means I've already got 25,900 bucks back. Do you get what I'm saying? So I don't have as much of a risk anymore. Do you guys hear what I'm saying? So when I spend the 35,000, these one-time offers get me some of my money back. I try and get all my money back. I'm always pushing on that, right? But sometimes it's not that way. A lot of times it's not that way. It could be 50, 60, 70, 80% of your money you get back. But that's great because you're getting paid to lead gen your people. A bunch of you guys about 10 minutes ago told me your people was the challenge. People is not your challenge. Strategy is. People is not your challenge. Courage is. Okay? And so now what happens is from there, I do my event and 180,000 minimum. But let me actually look at this for a second. Let's just say out of that 281, 140 people show up to the event. Some of you guys are doing events for 3 people. I don't know why you keep doing that. Are you like insisting to struggle? Are you insisting? Because this is a courage challenge. It's not a how-to. I'm giving you the how-to right now. How many of you guys have an execution problem? Put E. You don't take action. How do you guys have an execution problem? Put E. Be honest, right? Be honest, right? So that's a big deal. We need to shift that. That's all leadership. If I was making a leadership offer right now, you should all take it. I don't have a link for a leadership offer, but I am going to make one next month. Okay. So when I make it next month, you should buy it because you have an execution problem, which means you have a leadership problem. Do you hear what I'm saying? So out of that 280, I'm going to say 140 of these people show up. Out of that 140, I'm going to have about 40 of them take a $12,000 offer. So Jonathan's way low. That's 480. I know you're going off cash and door. That's 480. I know what you're thinking, Jonathan.
I wanted to correct my numbers a little bit.
Okay, hold on. So that's $480,000 that we would make for the year. Out of that, I would probably have a 20 or 25% will cancel. I'm giving you real numbers. Would you hate that month? Is that it? Would you spend $35,000 to have a $480,000 month? So is it true that 7 figures is really tough to make? Or is it true that you haven't had enough courage or you haven't figured out how to get access to the right people? I'm not the only great coach out there. There's many. There's many of them. I've studied. I went in and looked. I've spent $1.7 million on my education. Now you can leverage that. I've got 2 openings this year left to do a VIP day with me. One may go to a girl, Carrie. One may go to a girl, Carrie. We'll see if she jumps on that today. But currently I have 2 opportunities to do a VIP day with me. If you're interested in doing a VIP day, it's $35,000, but I'm going to give you a client discount. Okay, I'm going to give you a client discount, which means it's $15,000 for the day or $8,000 for a half a day. We could build this. You could spend some of it with me. We can do some of it with Jonathan. We could build this out and then we could show you how to execute on it. Some of you guys don't want to do events. If you want to do events, why would you not build this? Because when the funnel works, now it starts to become, okay, it's working. So do you want to sell your car? Do you want to take out an SBA loan? What do you want to do to be able to do it? I'm saying let's step up. So if you're interested in doing a VIP day, then here's what I'm going to ask you to do. Put your name and email. Put your name and email, because some of you guys have these weird names. Names like Happy Box. I mean, I can't find Happy Box. You put the word VIP and your name's Happy Box. That's a whole nother live I need to do about how you name yourself online. Because you should not, you guys on Zoom VIP, like Zoom user. I can't find Zoom user. So if you put the word VIP like you want a VIP day with us, then I can't find Zoom user. Now, if you don't want to put your name and email, which I don't know why you would care, I have a friend who runs a $400 million company, got on my stage and gave his real email. He said, if anybody has a question, that's called compassion. That's not called, Shannon, I'm so exhausted at the end of the day. That's like, hey, if I can help these people, that was Joe DeSena who owns Spartan Races. He gave his email. His venture capitalists hate that he gives his email, but he will answer every single one of your emails. That's called contribution. That's why he doesn't make 7 figures. He makes 400 million. Do you guys get what I'm saying? And busier than you could imagine, but he gets 400 million or 350 million. You get what I'm saying? So if you're interested in a VIP day, you can put the word VIP in the chat. I have 2, I may only have 1. Okay. Secondly, if you put your first and last name or just your first name and your email, then if we happen to contact you and it doesn't go by the time I get off this live, then we'll contact you. Okay. Sound good? Yes? Are we good on that? If you're sending me private messages, my love bugs, I can't get them because I'm leading this. So what you could do is send it to Keith, okay? Or actually don't send it to Keith, send it to Jonathan Hawkins. Send it to Jonathan Hawkins. So if you're sending me a private message, don't send me a private message because I can't get them, okay? All right, so let's finish this up. 7 figures is closer than you think. I just showed you how I'll walk you through it. If you're a bad executor, then put VIP day or put your first name in your email. And then you can, if you get chosen, you will be one of the 2 people that will get a VIP day. Jonathan can do 3 before the end of the year. So if you don't get me and you want Jonathan, he can do 3 at the end of the year. If you don't want to build this funnel out, we can do something totally different. You want to build out your content, you want to build whatever, but I'm going to hold you to this. There's a gap between you and this. And it just doesn't have to be. It just doesn't have to be. I love these virtual events, but they're a lot of work. Webinars are a lot of work. Challenges are a lot of work. Challenges are cash injections. Webinars, I mean, I don't feel like they scale at the level of what I just taught you. The video will scale. Some of you guys don't know this stuff. You spent forever trying to get good at a webinar when we could get you good at 1 video. And all you have to do is answer these questions. You could even use that in your VIP day with me or Jonathan. We ask you the questions, you answer them. We tell you if you should shift them a little bit. You could do it right on Zoom. What I'm trying to paint you, not as a VIP day, I'm trying to paint with you right now the vision that this is closer than you think. That's the vision I'm not attached to you guys, 2 people going, I know 2 people will go in. Do you know what I mean? That's not what I'm attached to. I'm attached to the conversation of you breaking the chains that say that your babies need to live without, or you breaking the idea that you'll never own a farm. Right? Or you break in the idea that $1 million is hard. No, it's not. What's hard is getting you to be courageous in your leadership. What's hard is getting you to believe that this will work. That's what's hard. That's what Access does. The reason why I spent $1.7 million on my education to market, which is a blessing and a curse, because letting go of marketing is very, very hard for me. But to market, I spent $1.7 million on learning how to market and how to speak. And the reason why I did that is because I was obsessed with getting free. And I will tell you, to be able to generate that in a month or two or a weekend or an event is something that I believe every mommy, every daddy, every person that has a desire should know how to do. And whatever struggle you're going through, I went through it, most likely, or I went through some variation of it. My conversation to you is that it doesn't have to stay there. The thick of it, you can move. So virtual events are amazing. They miss connectivity. They miss relationship. They connection is currency. And that's why the currency stays when you get into live events. So I highly encourage you to get into live events. If I wanted to sell my zone event, which is a conversation on our head, if I want to sell that 3-day event to a company, it has a high multiple. And the reason why is because of lockdowns. Now the high multiples are coming from people who are actually doing events. Do you guys see what I'm saying? Got it? It's powerful, which means you are replaceable in the hustle. If you can build something, you are replaceable in the hustle. And I'll leave you with this. Your biggest money is in selling a business. Your biggest money is not in building a business. Building a business is a pain in the you-know-what. It's in selling it. And that's where you get the multiples that create freedom. I want to break your mindset open so that you realize that your identity is connected to your income. Your identity is connected to your income. And if you don't think that you're capable, it's only because you've been doing it alone. I guarantee you. You've been doing it in isolation, you've been doing it alone, and it's happened so much that maybe you ventured out and hired somebody, but it didn't really work because your drive didn't take it all the way to the completion, because the pivot never became powerful for you. And so either your mentor or you dropped the drive. I hope I got enough drive for you. Do I got enough drive for you? Because either your mentor or you dropped the drive. And what happened is the pivot never became powerful for you. I love the pivot. When something's not working, it's where my best side comes out, because I see something that works even better than what was working before. So the pivot can become powerful for you. You can drive it all the way to completion. I complete what I start, right? And what happens is nobody can take that from you. See, nobody, you know, my biggest challenge has been through growing a business is continuing to say, you know better, I'll just outsource the decision to you. You know better. You know where you want to go. You know the destiny on your life. You know the calling on your life. And if you outsource your purpose to someone else, then they will lead it, and eventually you will feel disappointed. And the reason why you will feel disappointed is some people are in your life for a season and some people are in your life for a lifetime. The people in your life for a lifetime are often not the ones mentoring you for a season. You got it? So you better drive your ship, because your identity is connected to your income. And it's about time you start trusting yourself. So I'm going to see you tomorrow on Shanda On Demand. I hope that this was eye-opening for you. I hope I showed you how quickly you can lead an event and not have to say, I have to give up my kid, I have to give up my fitness, no, that's weak. And you're not weak in my books. And so weak is saying, I have to give up being a business owner because I'm going to be a stay-at-home mom. Now, if you say, I want to be a stay-at-home mom, I respect that. But if you say, I want to be a businesswoman, but I'm going to choose to be a stay-at-home mom because I will miss being present for my kids, you're hanging out with the wrong people. And I know somebody hates me saying that, but you hate me saying it because it's triggering something inside you. Because if you could do a video that could fill an event and you could work 2 or 3 days a month and make $400,000 or $80,000 or $50,000 or $10,000 by working 2.5 days a month for your family, why would you not do that? Why would you not do that? You've been hanging out with the wrong people. Some of you guys are hanging out with the right people, but you're not paying for access. because you're like, oh, I hate it when she makes another offer. Work that out, because there'll be a day that I won't make that offer. There'll be a day that I won't be able to make that offer. There'll be a day that there'll be a sell of a company. There'll be a day that I won't be mentoring. There'll be a day. And so honor what's in front of you right now. And I'm telling you, we can bring income into your household, and we can do it now. That's not a guarantee. That is not a money guarantee. That is not a money promise, because that's how I get sued. And somebody crazy out there is always looking to blame me for the fact that something didn't go right in their life because I said something. You are responsible for your identity and your income. I can show you the way. So I'm going to end this on this. Tomorrow, I'm going to be talking about, vulnerability, and I'm going to show you how to market with it. So one of the guys here, Billy, I was talking to him the other day. I was like, send a vulnerable email out. And I kind of gave him some positioning. I don't know if he did it or didn't, but I'm going to bring a guest up. She actually works here at Hardcore Business. She used to be a client of ours, and she could generate a ton of income. She could generate $500,000 like that. She can generate $1 million. She is a great person to listen to. Why she chose to join the movement of hardcore is our proximity and relationship, right? We've got incredible people who work here. Keith, Jonathan, Jessica, Teresa. We've got incredible winners. I can tell you, like, I pinch myself that I have people and that are at this caliber and level, and we all iron sharpens iron. We all drive each other to the top, and none of us let each other operate in a low standard. Do you hear what I'm saying? So this woman joined Hardcore Business, and she's going to share her story of how she took a vulnerable moment in her life, how she positioned it, how she shared it, and the explosion of cash over the $20,000 mark off one email. And so we're going to show you what she did. I'm going to actually ask her if she can find that email and bring it, because I think that would be super helpful. Would that be helpful? Yes or no? Right? I'm going to actually ask her if she can bring that email. Maybe what we can do is share that email. So much love. I will say this, anybody who goes to thezoneevent.com, I will give you the questions for that video. If you buy today, thezoneevent.com, if you go buy a general admission ticket for $400 or any of the other tickets, right, at thezoneevent.com, whether if you already have a ticket, you can go buy one and give it to somebody else, right? Like, if you can go buy one and give it to somebody else, whoever purchases thezoneevent.com today, I will gift you the questions to create that video. Is that a good deal? Yes? Now, that's like one of those miracle moments, and people sit there with their headlights, deer in headlights eyes. I'm like, run to the link, run to the link. All right, guys, I'll see you tomorrow. It's up to you to succeed.